before this, we also launched a statement calling for IPCMC again, right after Aminul Rashid's case. But this 1805 is quite shocking because right after Teo Beng Hock passed away and Gunasegron died a few hours after that. But then the coverage was not as massive as Teo Beng Hock, apparently because of the background of the disease and all. But then again, we have to like look back at what exactly it is. Like death in custody, the offences or crime or anything is not proven. It's still being investigated. So what happened to the due processes, because technically when a person dies in custody, it should trigger the inquest process right away, and then it should be transparent, and we should get to the root of the matter, find out the truth. And if there's no foul play, then fine, it's all right. But then again, if there are foul plays, then you have to bring these people to the eyes of the law. There must be accountability, but we do not have that. And the number is like mind-blowing because if you remember Francis Woodayappan's case, that was something that caught the attention of the public. After that, it was silent until Coogan's case came about. And Coogan's case came about also like it was the family who actually went into the morgue and they took some footages. If not, we wouldn't have known as well. It would have been a cover-up. But the shocking part is, between Francis Woodayappan and Coogan, there were another 1,292 deaths, which nobody knew about. And it's all just covered up, boxed up, and just let go. So it's time to really like seriously consider and think about our institutions, what's actually going on. And I sincerely believe that if the masses are ignorant, if the masses do not know this, the normal average Joe Janes like myself, if we do not make a stand, then until forever it's going to remain this way. And I think a simple act of remembrance when you just come out and in solidarity with just normal average people, it goes a long way because it shows that we have not forgotten, one, and it shows that we are no longer going to accept this anymore. So that's basically what it is about. It's not a gimmick, it's not anything, it's just about, I think we owe it to those people who actually died, because any actions that the institutions do, they do it under our collective names because we are the people. And the mandate that we give them to the authorities and the institutions of the state, they act on our behalf, whether we like it or not, whether we agree on it or not, they are acting on behalf of us. They are using our names. So that 1,805 deaths, now that you look at it in this way, we are equally responsible, because they justify their actions based on it's for the public good. So the longer we remain silent, we are actually condoning, we are actually acknowledging, and we are actually allowing that to be carried out under our names.
I mean, Anak, Bangsa Malaysia suggested we have this memorial, not so much to pressure the authorities, but I think to remind citizens that 1,805 people have died in our detention centers, our holding cells, our remand cells, and we only know about 62 of them. So many of them, their details are unknown to us. So really today it's about urging the rakyat to remember, and in fact at some juncture we'll probably be proposing that 16th of July every year we hold this as a day to remember those who have died in the custody of authorities who were supposed to be protecting them. But we also want to remind the rakyat that we were promised an IPCMC in 2006. That's not happened. Patla promised us, he's gone, that hasn't come. So yes, I think we need to take this up as a riot-driven issue to insist that we have the IPCMC put into place. It also suggested that those who can't make it here, those who are out of town, have a little memorial of your own in your own little neighborhood, send us the photographs and we'll put it up on the website. So expectations, I have none. I'm here to remember the 1805 who died, and I just hope everyone else is here for the same reason. For myself, I'd like to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry that for so long there was apathy in our midst. We'd like to try and make it up. I will be trying to launch a project called Project 1805, which is essentially this. Gunasegron, who is death in custody number 1805, his inquest is underway. The submissions will be done by council on the 10th of August. And it's an important case because unlike most of the other inquests, This was one where eyewitnesses who were in the police station have come forward to contradict the testimony of the police. Now that's 1805. We want to suggest to civil society that we work backwards. We'll now look at 1804, Nyana Pragasam, and see how we can look into this case, and then 1803, 1802. That's the least we can do. And we'll be looking to launch this very shortly, and we're hoping to get optimum civil society participation. 16th of July last year, at about 2 p.m., Beng Hok's body was discovered at Shah Alam, the Plaza Masalam. Now, about 5.5 hours later, Gunasegran died in the Central Police Station. We think that these are the two cases. Teo Beng Hok's is high profile. Gunasegran's has received very little media attention. But these two cases are very important in that hopefully the conscience of the society, civil society, will be woken up. And we thought that this would be an appropriate day for us to come together and remember the 1805. A lot of them are, if you look at the list, unknown. That's horrendous.
I mean, I'm here today to show solidarity to the people who are no longer around now. And it is important because at this stage of the development of our country, it's very important for general society, people like us, to step up and to voice out our displeased with the things that are happening in the country, especially when if you're asked to go in for questioning and you don't step out the next day and then you die during custody. I think that is something that the government or the police have got to be responsible. They must tell us why, what happened, and as a public, we want to know what happened.
We've come here today because there's ongoing deaths in detention, ongoing abuse in lockup, in MACC. There's continuing detention without trial. These things just go on and on year after year. I think one of my friends here mentioned we should do this every year, and I think that's a good idea because as long as these things keep happening, we should remember and we should do something about it. I think this is one of the worst problems of the BN government. They have many problems, but this is perhaps the worst. The most cruel, the most inhumane. There's been no change, different prime ministers, different cabinets and everything, but we see the same things again and again. I can only imagine what it's like for the families. This morning we were at the memorial with Teo Beng Hok's family and mother, her sister. They're all still so distraught, so still feeling the loss of their son so suddenly. A wife, a son without a father. It's all devastating. I can't imagine. And there's so many. These are just a few cases that we know. Kugan, Gunasegran, Aminul Rashid. There are so many, hundreds more that we don't know about. People who have died, people who are detained without trial, emergency ordinance, dangerous drugs, sitting in there, rotting month after month, year after year. We have to do something about it now. Well, I'm not sure how. The only kind of pressure the authorities respond to is votes, and I think that's also part of our mission. For tonight, we're just here to remember. We're here to show our solidarity, support to the families. Tomorrow we are back to trying to change the government, among other things. I get the feeling that they are not really one for change. I wish they would, but if they are not going to, then we have to make sure we don't get another term of it.
As a former detainee, do events like this have any special poignancy for you?
Definitely. Every time somebody goes in, I really feel I owe it to people to make a showing, to get people to try and come. It's really a community, and it's good to know that if you should kena, and really it can happen to any of us at any time, there's always this group of people who will be activated, who will come out, who will always be there to show the support. And we're all just individuals, we're all just one people, but I'm very proud to be one of this group, one of this community of people who care.